What's up, you guys? It's Stephanie Liu, and welcome to another episode of Lights Camera Live. We've got something really amazing and awesome for you today. Today, we're going to be talking about Facebook groups and how you can use Facebook groups to build your biz and grow your audience. So, if you know someone that would totally be interested in this episode, go ahead and tag them now. Go ahead and share this in your groups, your timelines, all that great stuff. And if you're tuned in, watching live, let me know where you're watching from because I'm here in beautiful, sunny San Diego. So having said that, you guys, let me go ahead and introduce you to the Bella Vasta. Hold up. Let's get this party started. Bella, I'm going to throw you up on the screen real quick. Say hey. Say hey, girl.
Hey, what's going on, everybody in Facebook land? Nice to be here. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Okay, cool. So let me go ahead and introduce you to Bella for you guys real quick. For if you guys have never met her before, listen. Bella Vasta is the dynamic personality behind the one-woman coaching company, Jump Consulting. Since 2002, Bella has been a trailblazer in the pet sitting industry, consulting with multi-million-dollar companies all the way to hundreds of small businesses. She's an author, podcast host, blogger, and has been featured on NBC, CBS, Fox, NPR, Entrepreneur Magazine, and Huffington Post. Listen, you guys, after the birth of her micro-preemie daughter, Bella sold her pet sitting business and now lives out her passion to inspire, motivate, and challenge business owners through her speaking, coaching, and consulting. She's also going to be speaking at the very first time at Social Media Marketing World. Hey.
Hi.
All right, you guys, go ahead and give it up for the Bella Vasta. Go ahead and give her some hearts. Yay. Give her some likes. That's what's up. All right, you guys, so let's go ahead and get on with the show. Bella, super amazing to have you here. How are you feeling today?
I am amazing. Thank you so much for being having me. Like, I love this topic. So I'm like behind a gate, like ready to go.
You're yeah, and you guys, I completely did my homework on Bella. You just recently did a Social Media Marketing Society presentation, and I was listening to your podcast, and I was like, you guys, she is the real freaking deal. Like, she knows what's up, right? Yes. All right, cool. So big shout out to I, because she's just joining us live, and she's like, I just spoke with Bella yesterday. So Bella, you are everywhere.
Huh?
You are everywhere. Everyone is just like...
It seems like I am right now. I'm incredibly lucky, and every time I'm somewhere, I just build these more relationships with people. And that's the one thing I really love. I love just, you and I have known each other socially, but this actually offers us a chance to interact like real time, almost in real life.
Almost in real life. I know. Because where are you at right now?
I'm in Arizona.
Oh, okay.
So we're not that far away, but we are far away.
Very true. All right, you guys. So we're just getting started. We're going to be talking about Facebook groups and how you could leverage groups to grow your biz and your bottom line. And so, Bella, when we talk about Facebook groups, a lot of people are just like, why a Facebook group if I already have a business page? Why should people invest in a Facebook group?
Right? So, Stephanie, I have this really cool analogy that I want to tell all of our listeners right now. And it's kind of like everyone knows the front yard and the backyard, right? Mm-hmm. So I want you to think about your front yard. Stephanie, would you ever find yourself in your front yard, in a sandbox with your child, or laying by the pool and have your pool in your front yard?
No.
That's kind of weird, right? Like, what happens in the front yard? It's like well manicured. You've got like your nice new like Halloween wreath out, or maybe you're starting, more fall stuff or Christmas stuff if you're really like excited about Christmas coming. That's what happens in our front yard, and that's what our business pages are like, right? Our pages are there to kind of like nice, well manicured, just like, here's my latest blog, and here's this. There's not really that much interaction there, right? Mm-hmm. Now, in your backyard, that's where all the cool kids are. Like, if you invite people to your backyard, you're not going to go in your house and go take a nap. You're going to be back there. You're going to be engaging with them. You're going to be hosting them. You might offer them a drink. There's music playing. They might be in the pool. You might be cooking them something on the barbecue. So our pages, our Facebook pages are the front yard, and I say that our groups are actually the backyard. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. I mean, my front yard, it's, I mean, my front yard at home, but like for sure.
much more fun being
Yeah.
on our pages because people think it's hard for people to make the distinction like, well, if I post it on my page, should I post it in my group? Or, why do I get so many more people talking in my group than on my page? Because they're two totally separate things. Likewise, you also don't have solicitors coming and knocking on your back door, right?
Hmm.
Hello, do you want some solar panels on your house? They're coming to your front door. They're not coming to your back door. It's a little bit more personal. And like you have to be invited to come into my backyard.
So, who can use a Facebook group? Because you are like the go to expert in the pet sitting industry. And is that something that's only specifically for that industry, or can anyone do it? Are there any limitations?
It's such a good question, and anybody can do it. I mean, you guys are kicking butt in your 360 group. Anybody can do it, really. I mean, if you are a human doing business with a human who wants to feel safe, they want to belong, they have a common interest or a bond, then you're an ideal candidate for a group. So, yes, everybody. But just like everything online, not everyone is cut out to do it. So
Mm.
what I mean by that, Stephanie, is that you have to have a plan. You have to have a goal in mind and you have to plan your content. You have to know what's happening. It can't be like a fly by the seat of your pants, especially if you're a brand. Because again, the solicitors stay in the front yard and the party is in the backyard. So we want to make people want to stay at the party and invite more people to the party and engage with the party. And even if it's a really great party, they're not all sitting there looking at you, but they're actually engaging with each other, having conversations amongst themselves. So
Okay.
anybody can have a Facebook group, but you also, that's with a caveat that you have to have a plan or a goal in mind.
Okay, so let's take a step back.
Okay.
Let's say I'm ready to launch a Facebook group about pet sitting, right? How do I even get people to find out the fact that I have a party going on in my backyard? Like do I have like a sign swirler on the front of my street like, "Hey, the party's over here."
Kind of in a way. There are a lot of ways digitally that we can invite people in. So the very first and most obvious one, I think, is our email signature. So if you really do have something that, and it depends on what kind of group it is, right? So we're going to go with the assumption that this is, if you're going to use a pet sitter or some sort of a local service-based business, let's say that this is actually pet lovers of Scottsdale or Scottsdale pet parents or something that's just like very general, right? And you're grabbing them in. So the way you can do that is first through your email signature. Everyone that you interact with, you can do that from your home page. Maybe like right where it says the Facebook icon, instead of bringing them to your page, if you're really, really wanting to build that group, why not let that link to your actual group instead of your page? Because
Okay, wait. You guys, she just dropped like that's like a ninja hack, and you're just like, "Brrr." No. Rob, Mike, I know you guys are watching right now, but did you just catch what she said? She said in your navigation where you have your social media icons, instead of pointing people to your front yard, point them to your Facebook group because that's where you want them to be.
yeah.
Girl, okay, go. I was
For
just like,
sure.
yo.
I mean, there's the thing, if they're in your group, they're most likely going to be very easy to get them to like your page, right? But
True.
if we really truly want to be building that relationship, we're not going to say go hang out in the front yard. We're saying essentially that you're cool enough to be invited to my party. Okay. So you can do it that way. Also, the most obvious one also is on your page in the bottom right, you can change that call to action and it can say visit group or visit community. I forget which one it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's an obvious way. And then if you really want to turbo boost that, you can have either a video or a cover image that really directs you to, join the group right there.
Oh, stop. Oh, you guys, are you paying attention to this? Seriously, stop what you're doing. I know you got other browsers open, but yo, Bella is dropping knowledge bombs left and right. Like Mike Alton is already taking notes right now. If you guys are digging this, give her some hearts because she's not even holding back. I'm digging this. All right, cool. So,
Oh my gosh,
cover
you're
photo.
I love
Pointing
you.
down to like the call to action, email
Yeah,
signatures,
yeah.
ninja
Now,
hack on the social media icons. Go for it.
Now, if you have Facebook groups that are acting like a funnel, right? you're going to want to ask your Facebook group to join the next Facebook group too. So I know you or Jen's Trends, she has it kind of like a funnel. She's got her big free one. And then for $5 only, you guys can join this amazing 360 and be a part of that group. So it's just a little bit of an ask and you're in there, right? Mm-hmm. So you basically just want to use it as a value-based kind of thing. You could send out an email once a month or once a quarter to your email list and invite them to join in the party and tease, like, here's some of the cool things we've got going on. Not to keep, like, going back to you, but you guys do a great job of that by doing your, like, little gifts and stuff. It's like, thanks for having.
I wish I just had that already now. But you guys, I love this because so much of like what we're doing in terms of promotion, we're like, yeah, I got a Facebook group, but we don't think about how we can highlight like the most frequently asked question or the question that's getting the most engagement. You bring up a really good point because I know that the Social Media Marketing Society does this. Like they'll send out an email recap that says, someone asked this question about X, Y, and Z, and if you want to know the answer, click here. And it drives people back to the group to get them to engage again. Mm-hmm. Cool. See, this is why I love bringing on guests like you, because you drop these knowledge bombs and in the middle of like trying to interview, I'm like, crap, post it. No, I got to write this down. And it's like
so cute. And yes. I'm shocked because to me, this stuff is just so like second nature. I've been doing this and groups have been a big part of how I've built my businesses since 2012. And only recently have I actually consciously understood that, heck, I've been doing this stuff and it's been like a big deal, So that's why I've just kind of taken this platform of just exciting people about it, because I don't think people understand how easy it could be with just a tiny bit of planning,
Yeah, for sure. And you know what, you guys, it's really funny right now because I just realized, so Bella and I were talking about our cameras and what we were using, and I just realized, Bella, I forgot to put the adapter in my camera, so it might clock out and I'm just gonna go straight into my built-in cam. But that's cool because the show is still gonna go on. All right, you guys, so if you're just joining, we talked about why you want to create a Facebook group, right? Mm-hmm. Who can create a Facebook group, as well as how to get people to know about the party. So once you get people into the Facebook group, Bella, how do you keep them engaged? What are some of your tips?
There's so many different things you can do. Okay, so just like different backyard parties might do different things, right? Maybe you have a blow-up bouncy for the kids. Maybe you have a pool. Maybe you don't. Maybe you have a smoker. Maybe you have a barbecue. Maybe you have dancing. Maybe you don't, right? Just like you have a lot of different backyard parties, you also are going to have a lot of different kind of Facebook groups. So some of this might apply to you. Some of this might not apply to you. So here we go. So you can have challenges. I think challenges are a really, really cool way to get engagement and excitement, because it's like a friendly challenge where people can get points. And maybe you as the Facebook group administrator could send out an e-card, like, an Amazon card or a Starbucks card or something once a month to the winner, okay? It takes very little effort, but it really gets people going. Another way you could do that is instead of just posting something and getting people to type in answers, you can require that in order to answer, you have to do a video comment. Do you know?
Oh, sorry. Now I'm like super excited.
Do you know that in my mastermind, I actually got someone, great stuff, says Claudia. Claudia, I'm so glad you like it. Do you know that in my mastermind, I had a gal, Pam, who was terrified of going live on camera. And so she participated in this challenge in January, and by June she had her own regular weekly Facebook live show that her community was asking her to broadcast at their community events. This was a dog walker, okay? Oh, wow. So she went from I'm terrified to oh my god, this is amazing. Now another thing that you can do in the group is there's a lot of different tools that Facebook actually gives us. So if you have a social learning group and you can use units, that's also a really cool way to post challenges or keep topics alive. One big thing that we have on Facebook is that the minute it's posted, things start dying, right?
Yeah.
So in order to not make it die, you can put them into the units, and that helps a better experience for your party goers because they know where they can go back and find the food or the drink. You know what I mean?
Oh my god. Okay, this is why everyone in 360 makes fun of me because I have this thing called the food funnel, like where you bring people in towards food. And I feel like every single one of my guests are always talking about like food and buffets and parties. And I'm like, and this is why, because food brings people together. And I love that you brought up units, because I just did this in the social media strategist group, and you have the option to have people land on the units or the discussion. What do you recommend?
Oh, well, I think it depends on your group, right? So if you're very heavy and you're really teaching, it's like maybe a consulting group, like you're a consultant and you're teaching something, then it does make sense to do that and make it mandatory. You can also make it mandatory or optional, right? And then you can get the metrics on that as well. But if it's just kind of something that's like a resource that you're trying to allow people to have the opportunity to go back and see. So like, for example, in my mastermind, a topic might come up today and someone has a question about live video. And I might say, hey, go to the unit section and go to February. We have a video in there called XYZ that you'll really like. Now, that would have been extremely hard to find if we had to search through the group or use that search feature, right? So it can be used a multitude of different ways. Another feature that's really interesting that came out recently, if I could segue a little bit.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, there's a bunch of them, but and I actually want to put this back on you. How do you feel about this? A page joining a group. How do you feel about that?
Okay. So the way that I have Stephanie Lou is I have it connected to the social media strategist group. And here's like a ninja hack that I noticed is that if I post as my Facebook page and people engage with it, I can then invite those people to become a fan of my page. So I was like, oh, that was interesting, because they can know me as my personal profile. And I thought that was just like brilliant on that part. But how do I feel about it? I like it. I think most people in the strategist group right now are just all their personal profiles, but I like that I could switch between the two. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. And I love this conversation, and that's such a good point that you bring up, that it's the Stephanie Lou page. So I think joining a group as a page that is representing a person, I have my Bella Vasta page too, is cool. And it makes sense for the user, and it's not really that big of a deal for the members, right? But I think for me to come in and say jump consulting and like as a logo, I feel like that's bringing the solar seller person at my front door into my backyard. And I'm like, no, go stay over there. But I think there are certain situations where it kind of does work. But personally in my groups, I don't, even though it's business to business, essentially, there's a lot of people that represent their own businesses that are in mine. I don't pages to join because people are talking about problems and stuff and we want to interact with each other, right? It's a little hard. So I think the caveat is like in your situation and my situation, if we want to interact as our personal brand in there, because it's kind of cool,
Yeah.
What about chat? You want to talk about chat?
Yes, please. I haven't. Okay, there's like there's a couple of thousand people in the strategist group. And I'm just like, man, if everyone tried to chat, I don't know how that's going to work out. So if you've tried it, by all means, spill the beans. What are the do's? What are the don'ts?
So I have to be honest, I haven't tried it yet just because I've been inundating my groups with a lot of stuff right now, but I want to. But I see this, you guys, if you don't know that Facebook a while ago used to be able to do these like group chat kind of things. And I want you to picture the AOL days. So when you'd be in a chat room and everyone would be talking, and it's kind of cool because it's not going to bog down the actual posting, or you know how you might have like 200 comments, but then you get all these sub comments, then you get a notification and it drops you there and you're like,
Bella Vasta just joined the room. Mike Alton just left.
Yeah, so I think this chat group is going to be really cool just as another element to bring your group together. So I'm thinking something like either a brainstorm or you all get together about a certain topic, or maybe you could just do a fun happy hour, hey, what's everyone got in their hand?
Or what's everyone wearing like on the bottom, because we're all wearing like the business mullet outfit, which is like business on top and then sweats on the bottom. Don't even trip. We do it all the time.
If you go to my IG right now, you can see what I'm wearing. But yeah, so I think what I see, and the reason why it makes me so excited, and I know you as well, is that Facebook really has put an incredible emphasis on a lot of different things lately. One of them, which is building community. And I feel like they've put their money where their mouth is in terms of giving, and we've only just talked about a couple of the
Oh
features,
yeah.
but they've really, really come out the past, I'd say 6 months or so, with a lot of really cool tools to help us make our backyard party that much more cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
They
Mm-hmm.
gave us food to use. We're going into Stephanie.
I love it. Okay, and you guys, like, if we've gone through so many of the features right now, but let's also talk about how to engage them. Like, what type of posts should I be putting in there? And if you want me to throw up the blog post behind you, I could totally do that. You let me know.
Ooh, that's really cool. I'd love to just do it just with the tech ability.
There you go. I got you. I've got your blog post
Yeah.
up.
So we want to be, and I can't see it on
That's
here,
okay.
so
You're good.
I don't know, but I wrote it, so that's fine. So we want to, I kind of started saying a lot of it earlier, and I think I kind of went off on a tangent there, right? So the very first and most basic thing, and we talked a lot about this on Madeline's Twitter chat I did yesterday.
Yeah.
It's the safety, it's the no bullying. So I mean, we always have to stand up for our group members and make sure everyone feels safe. Because if people feel safe, they're going to show up and they're going to participate. A big part of that also is that people feel like they belong someplace. So by engaging on like what are common interests or what are common problems, misery loves company, right?
Mm-hmm.
People can really come together and that engagement does start happening. And oh my gosh, I struggle with this too. I'm not alone. And when we're living in this digital age where we've got this screen here, I'm technically the only heartbeat in my room right now, but I'm talking to all of you. It's just nice to know that there's a witness to my celebration or my struggle, right? And so belonging to a whole bunch of people. A good example of this is the 90-day group from Todd Herman, or
Yeah.
yeah, or Life of Dad. They've got like 20 different groups, and it's like dads with special need kids, dads with daughters, dads with only sons, dads with pick your topic. It's
Mm-hmm.
incredible, you know? So I think that leads to a lot of awesome participation in the group. But I think the number one thing for engagement is pre-planning and being a leader of the group. You need to show up. You need to be there consistently. Your group needs to know what to expect from you. It can't just be like oh, I should post because I haven't posted for a week.
Yeah.
And then you expect, like, and you're like, why isn't anyone talking? It's like, let's give them something to talk about.
Wait. Sorry. Rewind. Do it again. Got you on the screen. Get it, Mama.
No. I don't really sing. That was a one-time offer.
Okay.
But thank you. Yeah, so all of that stuff will really get them engaged. I love the whole video comment thing. I love doing challenges. I love we also, in one of my groups, we do files, so everybody has their own file.
Oh, wow.
And it's actually gearing up to be a really cool thing because next month, they don't know this yet. So if you guys are listening, I'm spilling the beans here. We're going to be talking about like reflecting, self-care and reflecting on the whole entire year. And so it's cool because we post 90-day goals in our mastermind and we track them and we have accountability partners. That's something else really cool. But, you know, December is going to come and we can look back to the problems that we thought we had in January and really just celebrate the fact that we've come so far. And I think being able to have that in front of your face is so unique and valuable because none of us really have that, you know? We don't have this thing that we're tracking unless we're really detail oriented and just on it like that, you know? So I'm really excited for the kind of participation and excitement and celebration that's going to happen in December in our mastermind group because we've been able to use the Facebook tools to track it and will ultimately create a ton of engagement and excitement between people.
Love it, love it. Okay, so we talked a little bit about how to drive engagement, and the first one was really set the ground rules. Like, what should people expect by being a part of your community? That way, you could have a thriving community. We also wanted to talk about safety and knowing that it's a safe space. You know, it's okay to fail. You'll get feedback, all of that good stuff. What else would you add about how to drive engagement in the group? Oh, and a PS, by the way, I totally love the video comment. That was brilliant.
Yeah, so there's the video comments. There's what else do we do? I'm running out of ideas right now.
Hey, you know what? If you guys
There's
have
so
any
many.
ideas, like by all means, jump in because, poor Bella. Okay, Bella has been talking like a mile a minute. So, girl, go ahead and take like a glass of water. I'll put the camera on
No,
me.
no, I'm good. I'm good.
Welcome Chris Strupp to the show. Chris, by the way, was the one that put Bella and I together. So
100%.
we love you, Chris Strupp, giving you some
Hi,
like
Chris.
real air hearts. Good. And if you guys are loving the tips right now, by all means, show us some love. Tag someone that you know that has a group that they're struggling with. You know that
Yeah.
they're probably like, oh my God, I built this group and I don't know what type of content to create. Like, in fact, like, do you do themes in your group where it's like Monday Motivation, Tech Tuesday? Like, how do you go about
Yes,
it?
we do themes by the month.
Oh,
In my paid groups, in my general groups, we don't. And I think it's personal preference. I've always tried to stay away from, Tech Tuesdays or Wacky Wednesdays or whatever because I feel like people glaze over after a while.
mm,
The one that we have been pretty consistent on is self-care or selfie Saturday, which isn't take a selfie, it's like self-care Saturday.
oh, love
And
it.
like what can we do as business owners to put down the technology or go out and run in the sun? You know what I mean? Or like
Yeah.
what are you doing? And we share pictures that way. But we do actually every month have a different theme of things that we deep dive on. Now that doesn't mean that we can't talk about other stuff, but it means that the once a month we bring in an expert and we have a hot seat and that expert comes in and we all get on a Zoom call. So it creates that community and that discussion. We also have a roundup where we all get together and we talk about our wins of the week and we track our goals, like, where are we at on our goals and what are we struggling with? And it
Yeah.
just becomes like this nice group chat that takes that just typing online to I can see your face and now I really know what you look like aside from just your profile.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, you guys, this is so good. Like Bella, like how many groups have you had? How did you learn about all this? Was this all just like through trial and error? Like what's up? Or do
Okay,
you just
so
you just came out of the womb, you're like, girl, I know everything about Facebook groups.
no, it was honestly trial and error, and I made a lot of mistakes, Stephanie. I at one point deleted people from my group if they didn't participate.
Oh,
I also deleted posts if they posted on Sundays because I thought that we should shut down the group on Sundays. I've gone through like these phases like in the earlier days, and this is also when it wasn't as popular too, so it wasn't as big per se. But it was just trying to figure it out. But what groups have done for me is it's enabled me to create safe places where people could really talk about their severe challenges that you have in business, right?
mm-hmm.
With an industry of everyone that all has that same problem, so you can relate. And then a lot of them, thankfully, have actually started their own town groups. And I've worked with a lot of just other businesses outside the pet sitting industry as well. But there's so many different ways to do them, Stephanie, and there's so many different parts of the funnel, right? There's
Yeah.
those big free groups just that catch everybody because people will talk to you in a group and not on your page. And
Mm-hmm.
then there's like the smaller ones that are more pointed at a certain topic, or maybe it's a dollar amount, or maybe you get it because you bought a certain product or an experience. Or there's just so many different ways that you can use them. That it's,
I love how excited you're getting. Okay, okay. Well,
well,
let's get to a couple of questions. I would put Mary's question on here, but it's super long, so I'll just read it to you.
okay.
So it says, I'm looking to build my private Facebook group in 2019, but I'm also looking at ways to monetize it. Or
Mhm.
another, creating a new Facebook group and making it a membership site. What are your thoughts on that? Like, how would you monetize a Facebook group?
Yeah, so you could. I'm a fan of reoccurring. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so if you can get the membership going, I think that's amazing. That's another thing that Facebook started testing out. Haven't heard much about it recently, but they were testing out in other countries in up to like $30 a month or so. So I think that, monetizing that group, I would have to ask you a lot more questions to get like the thought process going there with like, what are you selling or who are you attracting? What are their problems or what kind of support are they looking for? But I think you very easily could develop something under that. And definitely, I feel really good about that kind of thing. I think that you definitely, we are in the world of memberships and subscriptions. I mean, if you looked at your credit card this month and saw how many subscriptions you have, starting with Netflix, probably.
I got like Hulu, Netflix,
razors to food. So why not for Facebook?
Razors to food. Oh my God, I'm dying right now. I have Instacart. That's like the membership I will never let go of. I'm like, I wake up in the morning, I'm like, oh my gosh, do I still have coffee? No, I don't. Okay, deliver in an hour.
Isn't that nuts? It's like, it's
brilliant. It's brilliant. Okay, well, I've got another question for you, and this is from Charlene. Oh, and Charlene is super cool because she has this thing called Hip Shake Fitness, right?
Ooh,
where
cool.
she teaches her members on how to stay fit. And so apparently she has a Facebook group. Okay. And so they have this accountability thing. So weekly accountability thread. And then Mugshot Mondays. They post a sweaty selfie every Monday after their workout. That's brilliant.
Love it.
And then there's Green Brags. So they post meals with lots of veggies. And she just needs more ideas to make sure that her engagement is up. So Hip Shake Fitness, how do you, what are some fitness engagement posts, I guess you could say?
So did you say that she does like meals? Like show us a picture of a meal? Did she say that?
It was called Green Brags. So show us like your meal that has the most green stuff to it. Yeah.
I'm trying to think because I used to be in a group something similar to that. Last year I was doing those sweaty selfies every day. So I love those groups. I think maybe a motivational one where everyone has to go out and find something that's motivating. Maybe one where you do actually have to go on camera and show 15 seconds of your workout or your hip, whatever. So instead of just a sweaty selfie, maybe it could be something of you actually doing it. And that you could do that really easy if you just do an Instagram story and do the hands-free 15 seconds. I imagine it's this. I don't know.
I'm thinking like Charlene, you should probably do like a plank for at least a minute and maybe do it on Facebook Live where like everyone can feel the burn with you and you'll just like motivate them and just like, girl, you got this, you got this. I think that would be adorable.
We did those too. It was like, how many squats can you do in 1 hour? I mean, sorry, 1 hour. Oh man. In 1 minute. And you videoed it, and then, to keep everyone truthful, and then whoever was able to do the most amount in a minute on camera on that thread won something. So it's like a challenge, So, yeah, there's so many fun things you could do.
That's like brilliant, you guys. All right, you guys, if you have any other questions about Facebook groups, honestly, Bella is like this wealth of knowledge. And look, she's busy, right? She's on Tweet Chat. She's an author, podcast host. Homegirl is like thinking about her next keynote thing that she has to do. You literally have one-on-one access to Bella right now to ask her how you could turn your Facebook group from boring to badass. So please, by all means, type your questions in there. Let's also talk about the types of groups, right? So there's private, there's closed, there's public. Is that right?
Yeah. So personally, I don't really understand why you would have a public group because it just doesn't it's like giving it away all for free. Like why? I'm a real big fan of the closed groups, which means you can see the group, but you have to request access inside so that you can actually see inside. And then you've got the secret groups, which I think are great, like the Seven Queenies retreat that we did. Our cover profile had, where we were staying and all this stuff, but we didn't want all of the internet to see it, so we locked it down and it was secret. And if you were a member, you could only see it. So I think the most popular one are the closed groups, and generally that's where a lot of people just fall into.
Got it. And what are your thoughts about asking pending members questions? Are you for it? Are you against it? If you are for it, okay.
Love it. So, one of the questions, and I'm so glad you asked that because I've said so many times today that you have to have a content plan. And so the next logical question, Stephanie, is how? What do I put? I don't have any more ideas. your people will tell you. So what I do is I have usually three questions. One is to qualify them if they're in the industry somehow. Another one is their email address, so I can email them every Friday, and I tell them that off the bat. And then the other one is, what's the biggest challenge you have in your business right now? You know, and then, oh, Stephanie, do you know about group funnels?
Oh, okay. That's the automated thing, right? Oh my God. Can you please? Okay, you guys.
I have to give you a link for this thing.
Yes. All right.
It is
Listen. You guys just stop what you're doing
incredible.
because she's gonna tell you something really badass right now. Trust me, you're gonna love this. All right, Bella.
If I was not gonna like, show everyone's privacy, I would actually put a Loom video up to show it. But there's this really great software that if you're like me and you have a really popular group, you're either paying a VA or you're taking the time to take something from those three questions that they're answering and you're documenting it in a Google Sheet or someplace, right? And this isn't something that Zapier or Zapier, or however you pronounce it, will do for you, okay? This is something you have to manually do or pay someone to do it.
Yes.
Well, what if I told you that with one click of a button, all that information would go into a magical spreadsheet and you didn't have to do anything?
What?
Told me about this and it changed my life. Like I just submitted 10 people in 3 seconds today and I've got all the information and it's this really cool software. I can post a link or show you a link or put it in the comments when we're done here. But highly recommend it. It's just like a one-time fee of like $297. But I mean, how fast would it take you to reach $297 of your own time or someone else's time using something like that? So
absolutely. And then does group funnels, because it goes into like, let's say a Google spreadsheet, then you could have a Zapier or Zapier or whatever, connect it to your email and then.
Yes. Yeah, that's like the 2.0 part of it. Yeah, then you can get Zapier involved into it. Mm-hmm.
You guys, I'm telling you, this is amazing. This will for sure be a blog post recap. Let me tell you. Like, I will go to rev.com and be like, give me my transcript because this is going to be a blog post. Okay.
I love Rev.
All right. So David Brandt is one of our viewers, Bella, and he has this really amazing art studio. It's one of those like wine and painting, where you bring the girls.
Those.
Yeah, so he's done amazing in terms of building and growing his Facebook page, and he has like 30,000 Facebook fans, right? Ridiculous.
Go.
Yeah, That's
a lot of wine and paint.
Yeah, he's been crushing it in terms of like using live streams, using video, like time lapses and all that stuff. And so he's wondering, how can he leverage a Facebook group? Like, what would you recommend? And I know I'm putting you this on the spot. So if you're
this is good. Like I love this creativity. It's a little challenging sometimes because I can't ask them direct questions. So I just have to go on an assumption road here. But I think maybe since you've got those 30,000 people, I imagine they've all at some point drank the wine and done the pictures. So off the top of my head, you could, on Fridays, everyone posts their picture, how they came out, and everyone votes for which one they like the best. The one with the most hearts wins. You could go live talking at a winery or about a certain kind of wine or why this Pinot is different than this Pinot and what it pairs well with and what that means when it pairs. I mean, there's just so much wine education that you can do on that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You could talk about different types of paint. Acrylic paint, water-based paints, all that stuff. You could talk about different types of brushes. I mean, it kind of sounds funny, but these are all things that are like, that's kind of neat. Like, it's like that distracting video or piece of information when I'm going to say it. I'm going to go here. When you're sitting on the toilet and you're scrolling through Facebook.
At that moment, I wish I had taken myself off of the screen because I was just like, ooh.
So don't leave me here on the screen by myself. No.
So Bella is saying make some
it. Like
yeah. So Bella is saying make some scroll stopping content for the toilet or
pretty much.
We know what you guys do. Don't lie. Okay. All right, cool. Thank you so much, David, for that question. Hopefully that gives you a million ideas. And if you're still like, oh my gosh, what do I do? Like Mary Fane Brent's like, oh my God, I need to reach out to Bella. You guys, bellavasta.com. Let me show you her amazing, amazing website. Okay. One second.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Let's see here. Okay. So I already showed you basically the blog post, but you guys, look how I love this. I'm clicking on it. Boom. It's going to load. It's going to show her beautiful headshot, which PS, by the way, I was totally having fun with on Twitter, which, all right, you guys, this is where you want to find her, bellavasta.com. How can she help you? Again, you guys, she's been on like what? NPR, Entrepreneur Magazine, Huffington Post. She is the real deal. And she's a speaker too. So if you're looking for someone who can totally crush the stage, hello, hello. Bella, are you wearing the same shirt in this photo?
I probably am.
That is so meta right now.
Just point that out. I haven't worn this shirt in public for a very long time, and I thought I would be styling for you.
Yes, yes.
You're so funny.
All right, okay. So what are some do's and don'ts then? We've talked about, like, for sure, promoting your group, inviting people to the party, having a plan ahead of time, and you're the type for your group where you actually do monthly themes versus like Wacky Wednesday, Thirsty Thursday, and all of that stuff. And I love that idea because then maybe you could even set it up as units that way, right?
Yeah, without a doubt, without a doubt. Something else that works, like, and this kind of ties back into, was it Charlene or Char's question about subscriptions? Affiliates. You could get affiliates to grab more people into your group, like give them a knockdown on their subscription if you have an affiliate program. That works really well too, because people love to receive and give, so make it good for both of them. There are just, if you can think it, do it, test it.
Yeah.
There's no right or wrong way to build a sandcastle. Use the tools, use the people, use the conversations. Ask them, what do you love about this group? What do you want to see more in this group? You don't have to come up with all of this by yourself. You can ask your community, that's what good leadership is. They take the general consensus and listen to those around them. So I implore you to use that amazing gold mine that you have and ask people.
Yeah. Well, you know what I used to do is, so we wouldn't have like these pop-up Facebook groups for whenever we were launching a course, right? Mm-hmm. For a couple of weeks, you'll go ahead and have access to me exclusively and whatnot. And there was just a bunch of questions that would always pop up. And I had an intern just go in there, copy the questions, put it into a Google Doc, and that became the FAQs for the course. Yeah. And then it was just super helpful. You guys, you could tap into so much about your community, what they're struggling with, explaining it in their own words. Mm-hmm. And they're going to love you for it. They're going to love you for it. You're definitely sitting on a whole gold mine of content. Love it. All right.
That's a great thing. The pop-up groups, those are something that I've done as well. Actually, I just had one that ended. But that's something that you could do. It works really well for consultants or for people in the fitness industry, like that shake and...
The hip shake fitness?
Oh, yeah. You could do that pop-up group where, there's a sense of urgency because it starts and it stops. And you can schedule your posts on Facebook, which is really cool too.
Yeah.
So you can schedule them all in the group. So you've got your base covered, and then whatever comes up that day, you can post on top of that stuff. But pop-up groups are a great thing to do as well.
Love it. Okay, can we go back to the group funnels piece? Because I just saw our viewership just spike right now. Ooh. And I know, I was like, oh, hey, welcome. Say hi in the comments. So this group funnels things, you said that there's an annual price. Is it just for one group, or does it work for multiple groups? Because if you're having pop-up groups for your launches and whatnot, like how does that play into it?
It's something that you actually install on your computer. So like I have a license and I've installed it on my laptop, and I'm pretty sure I can install it here on my desktop. I've just been lazy and haven't done it yet. But so I usually just get people in on my laptop. But you guys, I will say that my experience setting it up and the service with the company at the time, maybe I got them on a bad day, wasn't the greatest, and I was a little frustrated. But I'm sure glad that I got through it and got it installed, because once it's installed, it is easy peasy. And I highly recommend using it because it just makes life so much easier.
I mean, it sounds like it's a no-brainer at that point, especially when you have 3 questions, you're capturing their emails, you want to find out like what are some topics that you want to learn more about, you know, you could then create your content schedule and plan it around that. So I think that's brilliant. I think that's a really great idea.
Yeah,
Okay.
me too. I was actually being interviewed, and someone approached me and said, "Hey, there's there's a software for groups that you might like." And I'm like, "Might like? Sign me up."
You're like, take my money.
And I like that it's a one-time fee. It's not something that's a subscription.
Oh, yeah.
For, you know, like I like to just pay for things outright and be done with them.
That's how I feel about Ecamm, because like Ecamm is my live streaming software, and I'm just like, yo, one-time fee, good to go, and I don't have, you know, you think about your bottom lines. We talked about things that we subscribe to, and you know, the whole, what do we talk about? Instacart, Amazon,
Netflix. There's so many razors. There's everything.
Love it. And you know what? Shout out to Kelly Noble, who did hop in for a second. She said that
Hey,
she
girl.
loves her some Bella Vasta. So we've got some BV fans up in here. Do you call them like the Bella Hive or anything like that? Do you got a nickname for your group?
So because my company is Jump Consulting, they're jumpers. We call them, they're all the jumpers.
Got it.
Yeah. And then my podcast, people have a hashtag that started totally, it wasn't even me. It was Binge on Bella. So I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah.
That's amazing. And you know what, Bella? We actually just got a comment from Marissa Stone, who's a really good friend. She knows all about like business systems and processes and whatnot. And she said that in the Facebook group chat, there's like this new security potential issue. Have you heard anything about that?
I haven't heard anything about that yet. No.
Okay. All right,
And I was
Marissa
actually
Stone.
brushing up on my info before I came on here with you too. I haven't seen anything. I would love it if she would post more information so I could learn.
Yeah, Marissa Stone, you've got like the breaking news right now. You got the comment section. Go ahead and let us know what's up.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. Curtis Brooks is now asking again, what's the name of that software for the group stuff, girl?
Group Funnel.
Group Funnel. And she will be putting her link in here because we will all be getting it.
Yes.
All right, Bella, is there anything else that you want to add? I mean, we've talked about everything.
No, I mean, just know that like you can do anything. Like it sounds so cliche, but you really can. And this day and age, you know, Facebook is really, really, really going all in on creating good community and showing the things that people want to see and that they're engaged with. I mean, I know this doesn't really pertain. Mark said that, you know, like my friend Mark. You see that?
Mark, what's up, Zuck?
Zuck said,
What's up,
you know,
Zuck?
that the videos are going to become a lot more popular and the stories, but also that they're going to be showing engaging material. And so that's where people engage. They're not engaging on your page, and that doesn't mean to like leave it and let it like grow weeds, right? We still want to keep it well manicured because it's like it's just the front of your house, but understand that you have all of this property in the back of your house that you really can nurture and grow and host some really cool parties that create some really cool, not only engagement, but memories, like feelings of I'm so excited I'm at this house and this house or brand is providing me this experience and these relationships with people I would not otherwise know. So that I always used to say that a relationship lasts longer than a business card when people would go out and network. I'd be like, put the cards away, only if someone asks you for them. Yeah. But it's true because these relationships are what bonds us. When I see you at Social Media Marketing World, I will hug you, even though I've never seen you before. But we've built a relationship, and allow your groups to build relationships for you.
Love it. All right, you guys. So Bella has this really amazing video, and I downloaded it and I have it uploaded to Ecamm. So it's going to play for about a good 2 minutes and 25 seconds. While it's playing, if you have questions about groups, type them in the comments because Homegirl and I need a little sip of water, and I think 2 minutes is a good time for us to do that. All right. So ready, set, here's your video. Boom.
My name's Bella Vasta.
Oh, really?
My company is Jump.
I can't see any of it.
So we're going to get started. I'm a mom, I'm a wife,
cool.
I'm a business coach.
Yeah, you got good like streaming.
I do marketing for pet sitters or for other companies. I have downloadable classes, I have Facebook groups. I have a podcast called Bella in Your Business. It's got 25,000 downloads. It didn't all start like that though. I had a job, but I needed to make it a business. I needed to scale it so that I could step outside of it. If you want to eventually make your hobby into a six-figure business, you're going to be told no the entire time. But if you don't believe in yourself, no one else will. Is there a story that you've been through that you can inspire, motivate, and challenge people, that you can show people that they're not alone out there? Every one of you has something. We all have our own story, and our story is a big part of our brand and how we connect with people. So we want to create a brand that represents your voice, and your voice is going to be different than her voice, it's going to be different than her voice, and different than her voice. Don't be afraid to be open to people. That's going to be how you're going to be able to build more relationships, build better networks, learn from other people. Follow your heart, figure out truly what you're passionate about. I get to pour into people every single day. You have no idea what you can do when you push yourself up the limit. You all are so incredibly powerful. Don't be afraid of it.
That was brilliant. Go, Bella.
You're so cute. I love you.
All right, you guys. Bella has been absolutely amazing in letting us like jump into her brain, right? And be a jumper for like a good hour or so and ask her everything about Facebook groups. And, you know, one of the questions that I asked Bella was, what's the best way for people to stay in touch with you? And Bella, what'd you say?
And picking up right where we just left off, I love building relationships with everyone. So this might be kind of untraditional, but friend me on Facebook. Just friend me and let me know that we virtually met kind of here on Stephanie's live. And I'd love to get to know you. I mean, honestly, just friend me on Facebook or follow me on IG. And it's just Bella Vasta everywhere.
Bella Vasta everywhere. That should be like a hashtag. Bella Vasta everywhere. All right, you guys. Well, Bella, thank you so much. Again, you've been absolutely amazing. Mike Alton will have a blog post recap for us on all of this.
That's awesome. Thanks, Mike.
All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much. Bella and I are going to go ahead and close this. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you. And we'll go from there. So bye, everyone.